Good morning. Welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, the 14th of December. So last night, yesterday evening, we saw the Federal Reserve give their report there, which for many looked very dovish. Although they did say that the next change could actually be yet an increase, but I think it's just a game of bluff there. Judging by the reports this morning, there's at least 1.25% cut of cuts priced in for next year. It's really the timing that a lot of these Goldman Sachs, Morgan, and Barclays are all disagreeing about. Really, some saying as early as March. That's Goldman Sachs. They're probably closer to the action than most others, but others thinking of June, mainly June actually. And then with that happening, they're also now starting to price in cuts within the ECB rates, of course. The markets are starting to price in cuts there, and the Bank of England. 5 cuts, so it's 1.25 cut and for the Bank of England, and up to 1.56. We call it 1.5%. For Europe. So lots of cuts priced in. Now we're seeing those priced in, but of course we've got these Bank of England and ECB meetings later today. We've got the Swiss National Bank to kick things off with. We'll just more interested in the latter two, and it will be interesting to see what kicks in there. Yesterday we saw the likes of the euro and the pound rally. Could we see those coming back to the status quo after all? It doesn't look like there's going to be much of a change. If anything, potentially the markets are flagging bigger cuts with the euro, and a similar cut with the pound. So it's a mixed old thing, and it makes trading quite iffy. Anyway, let's have a look at these tech markets technically. So we've seen this sort of nice rally yesterday, all in a very short period. This 4-hourly bar makes it look like it was over 4 hourlies, but 4 bars even. But you can see it was all done in one quick swoop, really. Not a lot of follow through from that. We've got a bit of divergence, I would imagine, over the highs here, and it is looking like it's just put on a lower time frame. So it's put a lower high in. It's got the daily pivot below. That could draw back as we run through towards midday. You can see prior to that, yesterday it was range bound, and I get a feeling we'll see something similar to that, or a sell-off leading into the news. The pound's pretty similar, choppy yesterday, did exactly the same, showing exactly the same price action. Bit of a push up there, but by looks of the comments here, it looks like the biggest rate cuts are actually going to be by the ECB, but they're not going to suggest that, surely. Anyway, the dollar yen, beneficiary of all this movement, it's broken its lows there, giving us a lower high. We're talking about no changes possibly sitting here versus all the changes. So this is the status quo effectively, one little change. But the Bank of Japan really, or the yen profiting largely, and even that though could see a retrace during the day. So markets less affected now today would be like the Aussie dollar. It's not to say we won't see any retraces on these, but they're potentially going to hold up better. But they've done such a move, and got a question. What next really with these? US dollar CAD again, broken lower highs coming through here, continuing that sort of sell point at this stage on the CAD. So commodity currencies actually all moved more positively against the dollar. There's New Zealand dollar CAD, New Zealand dollar, US dollar here, higher lows. I looked at a couple of pairs yesterday after being in the room there. Some that are less affected by these movements. In fact, like the likes of the Aussie CAD, the New Zealand dollar, CAD, etc. Well, these did actually kick up, but they've gone with. I mean, they've still had the solid moves there. They haven't been free from the effect of the US dollar, the Aussie CAD doing slightly better against the Canadian dollar, etc. New Zealand dollar, similar-ish. It did okay. It had more of a retrace against the Canadian dollar, but even these cross pairs aren't looking like they're particularly safe if you've got it on the wrong side. My plan this morning really is to wait for the things to come out. I'm not in a rush to sort of second guess what these markets are going to do. You look at this New Zealand dollar CAD, and yesterday I was looking at it, and to be fair, at one stage it looked like yeah, there we go. It put the lower highs in there, and it was looking quite soft. So the bigger picture might be changing back to the upside, having seen yesterday's performance and the run through early this morning. So it's making it bitty. I'm not interested personally in jumping aboard any of these until we get the main data out, and then it becomes a case of letting the market settle down and getting back into it. But that's my personal view. Of course, you may think otherwise. Looking at the likes of gold, well, gold saw a rally there. It's pushed on a bit this morning as well. Of course, this is one-sided effectively. It's just literally the price of gold. It was traders dashed into it. Whether they'll hold into it, I would imagine they would. It's that sort of safety area for now. Whether it'll push back up as high as the 225s, 230 sort of area, we'll see. But certainly looking more positive. Oil, well, we were seeing a bit of a bounce on oil yesterday after its previous day's sell-off there, and but it has still come off. It did come off a bit more in the morning there. The afternoon, it was just generally it's bit less certain in terms of what's going on here. I was looking for the short side of things, but it did have its sort of rally kicking through there through the morning, and didn't then fire back off later. So even that's looking a bit undecided at this stage, or undecided on the market there at this stage. We could yet get another move down. A break below the daily pivot would be more interesting to me. Right, that's the S&Ps. Well, no surprise here. You see a continuation move yesterday. We're just seeing this push and push. So where the doomslayers is saying now then, it's all going to fail again. Well, it's still pushing up there. A lot of people will be losing a lot of money betting against this market at the moment. Nasdaq, similar picture. It started making some moves. This week we're seeing the sort of continuation, and it's all of a sudden it's looking like it's in a half decent trend. Okay, that's pretty much it for me. I'm going to leave it there. I will look at the Bitcoin just to see how that reacted. Yeah, it certainly had a bit of a boost there yesterday evening as well. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to wish you a great day's trading, and I will catch you in the morning. Bye for now.